Hello friends, welcome back to another vlog. I am out doing a virtual 10K today. Also going to chat a little bit about training plans and what works for me, what may work for you, what may not work for you. So stay tuned.
Let's do it. 3, 2, 1, go!
So, as I said, I am out for a nice 6.2 virtual race called the LimeOrDie. It is from Evolve Running, a podcast that's fairly new, and if you're looking for a new running podcast, I suggest checking it out. But anyways, LimeOrDie is themed around the Lime Garage at Disney Springs. If you are a Disney fan, you may know of the battle on social media that the Disney Springs garages get. You have Orange Garage, Lime Garage, and the largest and most far away one, Grapefruit Garage. But the main battle is between Lime and Orange. So this one is not sponsored, but themed after Lime Garage. So as I said at the beginning, talk a little bit about training plans on today's vlog. And training plans obviously are a dime a dozen. I mean, there's so many out there. So I'm only going to focus a little bit on the ones that I have experience with and talking about how I use training plans. Obviously, I'm not a certified running coach or, I'm not a professional in this field, but training plans are obviously a great guideline and way to not only run a race, but train to get faster or better at a certain distance. Now, several people use, the apps like Couch to 5K, Couch to 10K, whatever. Now, I've never actually used one of those. A lot of people use them and swear by them, and that's fine. If those work, great for you. Now, obviously, for me, I've mainly been a Run Disney participant, so their official training coach or, training plan is the Jeff Galloway training plan, which are completely free if you go on the Run Disney website, and he has them for all the distances of Run Disney races. Obviously, 5Ks for Disney are a little bit different in that they're untimed, so I don't believe they're training plans for those though. Now, as for the Galloway method, he has his own unique take on how to train for a race. Obviously, he is a run person, which is how I started out, which is how a lot of people started out. Now I am pretty much a full-on runner in that I don't, do the run walk thing. Now, obviously, lots of people do that and it works great for them. I started out that way, worked well for me, and now I've transitioned into running all the time. And the Galloway method has a lot of different ways in training. I know people who use it for a marathon notice that his training plan goes all the way up to 26 miles or even past that. And I'm not a firm believer in that. I think if you top out at that around 20 miles point, I think that is sufficient. That is how I've gotten through 4 marathons, and I've never run more than 20 miles in my training and done just fine. Obviously, it's a big mental hurdle as well. So if you feel you need to go to that 26 or even further, more, it's all about what your personal preference is, really. Now, the next training plan I'm going to discuss, I have only used for the Dopey Challenge, and that would be Hal Higdon's Dopey Challenge training plan. Now, this is a pretty popular one in the Dopey Challenge community. It's specific for the Dopey Challenge. Obviously, Hal Higdon is a long-time successful running coach and has tons of plans out there. But for me, I've used the Dopey plan for the last, I think I've used it for all 4 Dopies. I may have used Galloway for the first one. Don't exactly remember. But I like his plan tops out at 20 miles, but it's pretty simplified into a nice calendar. He uses uses some speed work, uses some different training, but it's in a way that is easy to modify to your schedule if needed. I believe it is 4 to 5 days a week. Obviously, your weekend runs on his plan are longer distance. You can obviously modify that to move to your schedule. I have certainly done that over time. I've really come to love the Hal Higdon Dopey plan, and I'll probably continue to use that as long as I do the Dopey Challenge. Now, the third big option I'm going to talk about is hiring a running coach. Obviously, that's something that is a personal decision. It's something that I have not done as a runner yet. They've obviously, you pay for them for the most part. There's a select, you may find one that does things for free, but overall, you pay for their services, which is definitely deserved, and they custom tailor a plan to your goals, your fitness level, the distance that you're running. There's a lot more that's tailored to you if you use a running coach. Obviously, during this time of uncertainty and everything, it's hard for me to spend the extra money on something like that. But obviously, if you can, it's definitely recommended by pretty much everybody. There are some that are pretty specific in what they do. There are some that are, if you're a Run Disney runner, there's some that are pretty specific into that and can help you through the different Run Disney races. But it's really, using a running coach is something that's a pretty personal decision, and you're gonna have to find the running coach that is right for you as well. So the final training plan option that I'm gonna choose to talk about today is a training plan that is through Garmin. So if you have a Garmin, which a lot of runners do, they offer training plan options which are really helpful, and I've only used it once, but I'm definitely going to use it again. I used it I was trying to get a 2-hour half marathon last year, and I ended up actually running a sub 2, which was my first sub 2, which was great. So I'm definitely going to use this plan again, or at least a similar plan, as it worked really well for me. Sorry about the strange cutoff there. I had to allow someone to pass, and figured it was best to not have that on video. Anyways, as I was saying, the Garmin training plans work really well as far as customization. You can put in obviously what your distance is, what your time goals are, and different things you may want in a training plan. And I thought it was really great and helpful with speed work and different options for how to get faster, because that was my big goal in that training plan. So yeah, I really enjoy the Garmin training plan. We'll definitely use that again. So I'm gonna wrap up today, and I hope the little bit of info I had on training plans helps you in some capacity. Obviously, definitely work and find the right training plan for you. It definitely varies by person and what your personal preferences are. Coming up June 3rd is Global Running Day. So I personally am planning my first virtual Disney 5K that day and have some exciting stuff for that planned. So maybe you'll join me on June 3rd getting a run in or running that virtual. But otherwise, we'll see you next time. Kwaherini.